Good afternoon, traders. Welcome back to the channel. This is Edison, your host today at the Edison Trading Collective, where we are inventing wealth and creating freedom each and every day. The market is open. We're back with a recap of my trade today. It was on Tesla. Imagine that. I was short today. Made a nice little profit, tidy $1,005, about a 7.3% winner today. Pretty happy with it. Kind of a tricky trade today, and we'll walk through some of that here in just a few minutes. So let's start with pre-market. Always start with pre-market and the daily. Coming off a couple days of consolidation, showing a little strength, coming off this 855 level, bouncing back up towards this trend line here. Starting the day, we were going to open up in the red. Market was going to open up in the red as well, so I was certainly short bias, which always makes me happy. And we had a super clean level, 912. Look at that, all the way across pre-market, starting from here all the way across. So I knew that that was the line in the sand that I was going to target, and I was going to take it out of the gates if it came below 912, and didn't really care about many other factors. So that's what we did. I ended up getting in, start building a position right here in these first couple of candles, the 831 candle and 832 candle. Ended up with 8 contracts of the 915s at that time, and really tried to scale out through these next 2 candles of 833 and 832. Got some huge moves, premium spiked. I was up about $1,400 or so at its peak, and just couldn't get fills. I only got about 3 contracts out, so that was pretty disappointing, a little frustrating. I wasn't even trying to be greedy at all. I just was throwing some things out in the middle of the spread and just couldn't get them done. And started to get a little nervous. I had taken out 2 or 3 contracts, I don't quite remember, for about $350 in profit realized, and then of course still had some position left. And then these lower wicks started forming, and I really was not liking what I was seeing, and so I took a step back and I did a little volume analysis, and saw that on these big moves up, there wasn't a ton of volume. Was taking a look at the SPY here as well as I was going through this and analyzing things. We ripped through the cloud, and of course, as you know, I'm not a Ichimoku cloud expert. However, I do use it for confirmation and affirmation of my bias. And of course, I was short bias, so we rip up here through the cloud and we sit here. And I'm holding through all this. I am red in this, and we make this this move up here. And interestingly enough, it did decouple from the SPY against me, which was really bad. Where was that? I think maybe in one of these 2 candles here, the 833s, 834. The market started showing some weakness, and it kept going up. What's that candle here? 836. Yeah, 836. So the market starts selling off a little bit. We see this big wick here on this candle here. It starts coming down, and it's holding this level. And I'm thinking to myself, oh no, this is going to hurt. I'm going to have to get out of this thing. And I was 8 cents away from being stopped out. Now, of course, I don't do hard stops. It's very difficult to do trading Tesla. You have to give it breathing room. You have to pick zones in trends that your line in the sand. And it was this candle here, though, that I kind of felt pretty good about, the 840 candle in the SPY. The SPY just absolutely rips here, as you can see, puts in a huge, full green candle on decent volume. But if you go over here to Tesla, this 840 candle, look at that, almost no volume, as you can see down here, and it really doesn't go anywhere. So I felt pretty good about it. Fast forward a couple minutes, the SPY is actually kind of selling off, and Tesla jumps up and makes a new high on this candle right here, the 844 candle. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm not really loving that. If this next candle makes a new high, I'm just going to have to get out. And you can see here, the high on this candle was 918.43. The high of the day at that time was 918.50, still is. So I was very, very close. Now, I don't know that I actually would have sold out right away. I probably would have waited to see how this candle closed, because you can see throw a huge top wick up at the high on very, actually that wasn't too bad a volume. It was decent volume, but the ones preceding this weren't. So So that's what I was thinking, is that, hey, we make new highs here, I'm just going to have to bail. I had a reduced size at that time, so it wasn't going to be too bad, but it wasn't something I wanted to do. Well, I got bailed out here. As you can see, the market really started rolling over after this rip to new high, and we started heading for lows. And I took out some of my position here on these two candles. This one right here, loved the volume on this candle, had huge conviction back through the cloud, and we're hunting for lows now. And I ended up taking out the last of it in the 851 candle. RSI on this was pretty well burnt out. It was pretty low at that point. I mean, look at that move. That move is great. Got some consolidation here, and it was choppy. I held through. Some consolidation and almost got stopped out, and so I decided to take the trade off. Obviously, in hindsight, I wish I would have kept it, because what a move it made down to 881. 880 is a pretty big level on Tesla on the daily. So I would expect it to stop there, but we'll see. If it breaks through that, well, then maybe we're gonna see something pretty juicy in the next few days, start to form a trend here. It's just sort of been trading in this zone for days and days and days, made it pretty tough. But anyway, so I don't know how I feel about this particular trade. I was very close to being stopped out. I did get lucky in that regard. Like I said, 8 cents on a $900 name is pretty tight. I like my logic. I think one could make an argument that I should have stopped out. Maybe on this candle as it sort of came up above the one here. But this big upper wick here gave me a little conviction. The fact that it consolidated on low volume, the fact that the market was really selling off, and Tesla generally trades with the SPY. But we did have that scare. It did decouple at least once from the SPY, and that's not a good thing, generally speaking, unless you're on the right side of it. And so if I were long, maybe that decoupling would have been a good sign, but I was short, so it wasn't. I held true. I used a lot of emotional energy to get to this point, and I think I just sort of exhausted my emotional fortitude on this trade here. I obviously wish I would have hung on, but it's okay. $1,005, as I said, closed P&L down here. I am done for the day, one and done again. I love one and dones. That is my favorite way to trade. 7.3 or so % winner on the trade. That's also acceptable to me. And for not a clean trade to come out with this kind of result, I am definitely okay with it. Would love to hear comments, though, from folks about whether or not you thought I should have stopped out, or if you think I made the right play. Obviously, in hindsight, it's easy to say I did, but that's not really what I'm getting at. Always looking to get better, always looking to improve, always looking to talk to like-minded traders who face the same decisions that I do real time every single day. It's not easy. But hey, thanks for stopping by. Throw me a like, a comment, a subscription if you'd like to the channel. I hope to be doing this every day. Hope to throw in some live trading videos as well. Just trying to figure out the system and how to make that work and not impact my trading results. So that is that, gang. Best of luck to you all tomorrow. Hope you all had a great day today, and look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Be well.